What did I say? What did I say? You glared at me and you turned away. What did we promise too long ago and so far away? Something I did, but there are some things that are best kept hidden. When it all comes crashing down, when it all comes crashing down, it just all came crashing down. Now I hope they come crashing down, crashing down, crashing down. So here we are, joined for years, but we're worlds apart. And the kids are grown and gone. And why does it feel so wrong? And it seems like we've come to an end. Will you still be my only friend? Oh, I feel like we've come to an end. But will you please be my only friend when it all comes crashing down, and it all comes crashing down, it just all came crashing down. Now I hope they come crashing down, crashing down, crashing down. Yeah, ashes to ashes, crashing all fall down, crashing ashes to ashes, crashing all fall down. Crashing down and crashing down, crashing down. Crashing Down by none other than the rock star cartoonist himself, Michael Lyons.
All right, was that really...
Bonjour, and welcome to Rockstar Cartoonist, the podcast about rock stars, cartoonists, Ojibwe language and culture. My name is Michael Lyons. Coming up today on the show, we will have an appearance by Nana Buju and Natasha talking about the Ojibwe word of the day, caterpillar and butterfly. And we might also get a visit from Emily Aubrey, who will be, I'm not sure what she's going to do. She might be telling a story. And we're going to be talking about cartoons and rock stars. We might be getting a special guest call from Paul Stanley of Kiss. Maybe a visit from Prince Harry of the Essex. Is Essex their last name, or is Essex the town they're from? I always hear it's a Prince Harry and what's her name, Meghan Merkel. But I think Harry's last name is Essex. Anyway, so happy to see you here today, John Redcorn, Bonjour, Niji. Hello, brother. And Diane, Bonjour, Nijikwe. Hello, my female friend. Welcome to the show. So, live streaming it this morning. Let's see how we're doing. There's only one person watching. My show took kind of a left turn at some point about 6-7 weeks ago. For the last 4 years, I've been doing this Ojibwe language puppet podcast, and consistently got about 3 new subscribers a day until I reached about 4,200 subscribers, which is twice as many subscribers as you need to start making money off of YouTube. And so after about 2 years, I got enough subscribers to start making ad revenue where people could leave super chats and stuff like that. And then things were cruising along for about 2 years. We were doing a almost daily live stream, mostly hosted by Nana Buju and Natasha. And then somewhere along the line, somebody just flipped a switch or pulled the brakes on the YouTube algorithm, and people stopped seeing the suggestions or something. And just overnight, I stopped getting any new subscribers. So if you're watching this, hit the subscribe button. If you liked what you see, hit the like button and share it on Twitter and Facebook, if you will. All right, today's Ojibwe word of the day. Let's start with a cartoon. In my book, do I have it here? Yeah. Oh, actually, if you'd like to learn Ojibwe phrases and words of the day from the Buju Nana Buju podcast, you can click the link in the description box below and get your copy of Ojibwe words and phrases. This is not a dictionary. I am generally, when I was creating the show, I would always use the concise dictionary of Minnesota Ojibwe by John D. Nichols and Earl Nyholm. This is kind of the original, quick, easy guide to Ojibwe language, at least up here in Bemidji. But I also have a book called OJIBWE that is a collection of Ojibwe language comic strips. Now this one is illustrates our word of the day. Ojibwe word of the day: OJIBWE. OJIBWE. A's are pronounced like an sound. Those 2 A's sound like like in the word for father. I's are big. And then E's always sound like A's, like in the word Ojibwe. OJIBWE is a caterpillar. And in this cartoon, we see a little caterpillar. I'll make him bigger. OJIBWE. And then he takes a big sleep, goes into cocoon, and he sleeps for a while. And when he emerges, he's a memengwa, a caterpillar. Caterpillars turn into butterflies. Hugely symbolic image in Ojibwe culture, the butterfly. I used to know a fancy grass dancer whose symbol was a butterfly. And it symbolizes transformation. And maybe today Natasha will be doing some discussion on how to get from where you are, maybe you're a caterpillar, and how to become the butterfly you're meant to be, or that you already are. OJIBWE. OJIBWE is a caterpillar. Memengwa is a butterfly. And this has been your gibberish cartoon of the morning. Let's see. So in the old days, before the weird YouTube thing, on an average live stream, we'd have like 35 people, which is about as low, as badly as a live stream can perform on YouTube. But I never cared. I always felt like it was kind of like a live stream. Oh, wow, here comes Wally Bear. Just saying bonjour again today. How you doing, Wally Bear? Welcome back to the show. I was just complaining how nobody watches our live stream anymore. But that's part of the reason why I changed the branding to Rockstar Cartoonist. I thought I would share more of my cartoons and still have Nana Buju and Natasha talk about Ojibwe language and culture, but that I would come up more front and center as the creator. A little background on me. I know you three already know this about me, but I grew up in a very small town called LaPorte, Minnesota, which is south of Bemidji, about 25 miles. Our town was, the population when I graduated was 114 people. We had our own school, our own gas station, our own grocery store, a cafe, 3 churches, 2 bars, bend in the road, no traffic lights, nothing like that. Oh, Wally just got back from work. Wally does the night shift at Northern Lights, I believe, and that is not for the faint of heart. Night shifts. I used to work overnights at a print shop, 12-hour shifts that would start at 7 in the evening, and I'd get off at 7 in the morning. Brutal. And it screws up your whole life because the rest of your day is shot. You have to sleep during the days if you're. That's what I did. I tried to just become a vampire. I'd sleep during the days, and even on my days off, I would sleep during the days and stay awake all night long. And it could be very lonely to be the only person awake when everyone else is asleep. When I was working at the overnight print shop, I had roommates. This was, I don't know, about 20 years ago. And, they would get all, I'd see them one by one go off to bed and brush their teeth and say goodnight. And I would know I'd have to make myself stay up all night, even though it was my day off. Or maybe I would have gotten off work at first thing in the morning. And you do weird stuff. Like in those days, I was still drinking. So, you'd go to the one place that would serve beer at 8 in the morning, which is the VFW, or I think it was a bowling alley that opened up at 8. We never went there though. But it threw me into a full-blown depression. That was the other thing about this show. The whole theme today of OJIBWE and Memengwa, caterpillar to a butterfly. I want Natasha to talk a little bit today about kind of, I know you guys are all, isn't there a one-stop sign in that town? Yeah, we do have a one-stop sign. Where the main highway goes through town, there's a stop sign for the there's only one street, one block in LaPorte. But they have to stop so they don't get onto the interstate, it's not an interstate, it's a state highway. Anyway, who cares? I want Natasha to talk a little bit to the kids about caterpillars and butterflies, and becoming, overcoming depression and anxiety, maybe battling the demons of your upbringing, but how to, cocoon yourself away and emerge and transform yourself. I've learned throughout the years, and again, just recently, that overcoming depression and anxiety, it isn't just that you sort yourself out. It's like overcoming grief. You don't just sort yourself out and become like you were before your depression. You actually do die to the person you were before the depression, and you have to become somebody new. And the really painful part is that your previous self is at war with the emerging self. It's almost like the caterpillar doesn't want the butterfly to, even though it's the same person, caterpillar is at war with the butterfly because caterpillar knows the butterfly will destroy it. And the depression and anxiety and stuff can sometimes look like a caterpillar wrapping himself up into the cocoon. And for a lot of us, our depression is going into seclusion. For some people, not for me, I actually have a hard time sleeping when I'm depressed. For some people, they can't wake up. They stay in bed. They can't get out. They have no energy. They just drag and drag. And there's a fogginess and a confusion and like a huge, heavy blanket of sadness and grief that'll just keep you from whatever. That's the OJIBWE wrapping himself into the cocoon. And you spend some time, the dark night of the soul, whatever, processing childhood trauma, facing the stuff you don't like to think about, maybe purging the toxic relationships in your life, whatever. But then there's the other side. Unless you, awesome, Wally Bear. Unless you destroy yourself, unless the caterpillar just withers and dies in the cocoon, what happens is that you eventually open the drapes, open the windows, let the sunshine in again, and get yourself out of bed. But you're no longer that caterpillar. Now you're the butterfly. Now it's the new you. For me, the new me lately has been stepping up a little bit. I changed the name of my YouTube channel from Buju Nana Buju to Rockstar Cartoonist by Michael Lyons. And I'm going to start giving advice to kids about how to become a rock star or a cartoonist or just what it's like, I stumbled across a pretty cool video by a rock star I wasn't even familiar with. His name is Dustin Hawkins. And every beginning of every live stream he does, he pulls out his guitar and he does his little theme music. Dustin Hawkins rides again. And he'll just take questions from the audience like, what's it really like to be on tour? And he'll go, well, when you're on tour, this is what it's like. You live in a bus. You stay in motels and stuff. Sound check is at 3. You go back, blah, blah, blah. There's all this dealing with everybody else's issues, blah, blah. The great parts of it are the glory of the actual performance, the friendships with your bandmates, the creative, all that stuff. In the 80s, they talked... Anyway, he would talk about what being a rock star is like. And then he would also sometimes just do commentary on music, groups and stuff. When I was watching him, it was right after Eddie Van Halen passed away. And he did a show where he played with Eddie Van Halen's son, Wolfgang Van Halen, which I've got to say, in the long run, I know a lot of us kind of wanted to hate Wolfgang, a lot of Van Halen fans, because, everybody loved Van Halen because they were from They were like friends in high school who started this band and became the greatest rock band in the world. And then, unlike his dad, who was an immigrant, and his father was like a clarinet musician, and his brother was, Eddie was a self-made musician, self-made rock star. His son grew up the son of the greatest guitar player in the world. And so he grew up in whatever, Hollywood, a multimillionaire's son. And by the time he was 15 or whatever, Eddie kicks Michael Anthony out of Van Halen and says, "Hey, let's get my fat son to be in the band." Well, it's so stupid. And we all go, "Oh, for crying out loud." Number one, anybody can play bass, but Michael Anthony could sing the harmonies really well. So it was stupid. So we all wanted to hate Michael Anthony. Then, time goes on, Eddie passes away, and I watch Michael Anthony's, or Wolfgang, his new song, and his self-made. In the video, he's playing every character in the band as himself playing, because he plays all the instruments. And he's a great guitarist and a pretty decent singer. And the song was really good. He's a really good songwriter. He didn't grow up with the DNA of a great artist, but he grew up, with a great artist. And I think he created himself as a great artist. Now, I think Wolfgang Van Halen is going to have a really great career, and he's proven himself to be a terrific, I should have had his picture up here. He's going to be just amazing. I wonder what he's going to do in the future. He's so young and he's so talented. So that's my positive review of Wolfgang Van Halen for some reason. Wolfgang, yeah, Wolfie. Named after Wolfgang Mozart, I guess. Ludwig von Mozart. Ludwig Wolfgang. Is it Mozart? I'm asking Wally Bear. That's the problem, Van Halen fans. We don't know anything about classical music. All right. Well, I think I'm going to send it over to Nana Buju. Nana Buju is going to talk a little bit about the Ojibwe word of the day. For the transition. Up next, Nana Buju. Okay, hey, Buju, and welcome back to the Nana Buju corner. Is that what I should call it? Yeah, that's a good idea. The Buju Nana Buju corner, where today I will discuss the Ojibwe word of the day. Today's Ojibwe word of the day. What is today's Ojibwe word of the day? It's caterpillar and butterfly. Oh, that's right. Did you want me to talk more about caterpillars and butterflies? You could. Amwa bigwesi is a caterpillar. Amwa bigwesi. Memengwa, butterfly. And today I would like to tell the story of me getting into position here. Today I would like to tell the story of the little caterpillar who wanted to become a butterfly. You see, Back in the days of the grandfathers, there was this little caterpillar. I know he was just happy. He came from a good caterpillar family. There was a mama caterpillar and a daddy caterpillar and a little baby caterpillar. OJIBWE he was called. Well, OJIBWE was, chewing on some leaves, crawling up this tree, crawling over there. And what happens? He gets depressed. I don't know. The Undag, the crow, he comes down. He's like, hey, OJIBWE, what's going on? He goes, oh, not much. I'm just chewing these leaves and crawling around. My life's pretty good. He goes, oh yeah, you think it is now. But let me tell you something. I just ate up your mom and dad. You killed my parents? Yeah, that's right. I'm a bird. That's what we do. Don't take it personally. I wasn't evil. I was hungry. The early bird gets a word, so I ate him. And little OJIBWE, he started to cry. And he cried and he cried and he couldn't get over it. He was so sad. And pretty soon the days turned into weeks. And the weeks turned into months. And it just seemed like he couldn't get over it. He goes, oh, I miss my parents so much. I know that old Ondag was just eating breakfast, but to me, they were like my parents. Well, they were my parents. And pretty soon, his grief turned into a depression. He stopped crying, but he just never laughed. He would oversleep. He would take 2-3 hour naps in the afternoon. He would eat cookies instead of good, healthy food. He would just eat and eat and eat until the sugar rush and then sugar crash. All he could do was smoke cigarettes and drink coffee. He was depressed. He would only listen to old Pink Floyd albums and, just depressing music. Well, pretty soon, what happens? Mukwat, a bear, he comes lumbering along. He goes, hey, OJIBWE, what's the matter? He goes, oh, I really miss my parents. Ondag, the crow, he ate my parents up. And now I'm sad. And Mukwat goes, he ate your parents? Ah, that stupid bird. When did he eat them? He goes, oh, about 2 years ago. What, your parents have been dead for 2 years and you're still depressed? Says, yeah, man. Just listen, I'm going to tell you something. This is how you get yourself out of this depression. And Mukwat started to tell OJIBWE what was helpful to him when his parents died. He goes, listen, man. You know what your problem is? You're living in the past, man. Depression, they say, lives in the past. And anxiety, being worried all the time, that's because you're living in the future. If you're always worried, oh no, what if I don't have enough money in the future? That's anxiety. If you're always like, oh, I can't get over that bad thing that happened to me in the past, that's depression. Because listen, there's a couple of things you need to do. Number one, I know you're not going to feel like it, but you gotta get some exercise. I want you to go and pull out your old nasty gym shoes. And the caterpillar's like, oh, for crying out loud, it takes me half an hour to get my gym shoes on. I got 100 feet. Little leg. Do they have feet? I don't know. You might be thinking of a centipede. Yeah, it's a centipede. Yeah, I don't know. Whatever they have. Because, yeah, I want you to go on a run. Just take a run around the block. Run as far as you can until even if it's only a block or two, and then come back, walk back. Drink a bunch of water. Number 2, I want you to clean up that kitchen. Everything. Do the dishes, get on the floor, wash the floor. Wax on, wax off, wash the floor. Show me wash the floor, said, the Karate Kid guy. Mr. Miyagi's son, And you gotta how do you fix? I'm gonna let Natasha get into this. But you gotta let your old self die. You gotta let the you that lived before the bad thing that happened, he's gone. Let him go. I'm sorry, but it's over. You're never gonna be the guy who has parents again. But you are gonna become something different. And I promise you, something way better, way more unexpected. And you're gonna have new powers. And OJIBWE said, well, okay, I'll give it a shot. So Mukwa goes on his way. And little caterpillar, OJIBWE, he does what Mukwa tells him. He goes on a run and he walks home. And he cleans up the kitchen. And he does a couple of push-ups. And he starts to journal. And he starts to create order. And he just keeps on cleaning, walking. He's just trying to heal himself. Pretty soon he gets tired and he goes to sleep. And he sleeps and sleeps and sleeps and sleeps and sleeps. That's when he's in his cocoon. In the morning he tears up that cocoon away. He's like, ah. Oh, that was a really, really big sleep. And he turns around and like, oh, what's going on here? And these gooey butterfly wings start to emerge. And he's like, oh, wow, I can't believe it. I'm growing wings. Did somebody give me Red Bull while I was asleep? Nah. And that is how. And eventually, and it didn't happen overnight. That's the other thing. You got to be patient with yourself. When you transform, it might take a couple of days. It might take a week. But, you've been depressed for so many months, maybe years. Give it some time. But it's you just know it's going to work out. And pretty soon, that old caterpillar was a full-on memengwa. Memengwa. A butterfly. You could fly around, flutter around. He's the most beautiful. You went from being an ugly little caterpillar to the most beautiful creature in the woods. The king of all the little flying insects and stuff. That's why they call him a monarch butterfly. They're the king of the moths and mosquitoes and the flies. The gnats. Those kind of gross little fluttery things. The butterfly is the king of all of them. And he was no longer depressed. Now he was happy. Because he had a new job, new life. And he no longer thought about his poor old caterpillar parents. He was now a butterfly. And that can be you. And this has been your OJIBWE Word of the Day. Back to you, Michael Lyons. Thanks, Nalabushu. Yeah, no problem. All right. How can I... Oh, I know. All right, back to you. If I can find a button for the... Can I teleport myself? I'm going to teleport... Hey, Michael. Yeah, what is it? Can you teleport me outside, back into the kitchen? I'm going to go get a cup of coffee. All right. All right, thanks for watching. That's one to teleport. Make it so, rockstar cartoonist. Ladies and gentlemen, hold on. This is gonna work. Ah, crap. I'm going to figure that out somehow. Today's key verse, Romans 14:17. For God's kingdom is not a matter of eating and drinking, but of the righteousness, peace, and joy which the Holy Spirit gives. Oh, what? Good quote from the Bible. God's kingdom is not a matter of eating and drinking, but of the righteousness, peace, and joy which the Holy Spirit gives. Yeah, I think when they talk about the kingdom of heaven being here on earth, that's what life is like when you emerge and you're no longer depressed or have anxiety. It's like a spiritual awakening to overcome depression. All right. Good comment, Wally Bear. How are we doing on time? 36 minutes already. Okay. Well, coming up, I think it's time for a little wisdom from Auntie Natasha. Natasha, if you're new to the show, is Nana Bush's girlfriend. And I have to go get her. So, let me... I thought I had a song. Oh, here's a commercial for OJIBWE. OJIBWE is a collection that's just a cartoon. I don't have it. Rockstar Cartoonist is available at Amazon.com. If you like cartoons, you like rock and roll music, and you want to hear about my life in cartoons, music, and girls, check out Rockstar Cartoonist. But here, this is what I want. Hey everybody, if you'd like to support the show, please check the links in the description box. I have books for sale on Amazon.com, and we also have a Teespring account. We sell, coffee cups and t-shirts and leggings, And if you'd like to support the show financially, please leave us a tip at our GoFundMe page. We're trying to raise $8,000. Or you can leave a tip at, what's the other one called? We've got a Patreon page. Oh yeah, Patreon. You can help us a little bit every month on Patreon.
And we also have a PayPal account. If you just want to leave us a few bucks for a cup of coffee or something, you can click the link to PayPal, huh?
Yeah, that's right. Like, share, and subscribe. All right. Back to you, Natasha.
Okay. Okay, Bushu. And today I would like to tell the story. Oh, Natasha Nindijan Nakaz. Natasha is my name. And today, you know what I was thinking about?
What's that?
I was thinking about the word Gigawabamin Minawa. We say it a lot here.
Yeah, we do.
Gigawabamin Minoa, I will see you again. And I've been told that Gigawabamin Minoa, we say that because there is no word for goodbye in Ojibwe.
Yeah, that's not really our word. I think it comes from the English "God be with you."
God be with you, like Godspeed.
Yeah, that's another one.
You ever have that where you fall asleep on your arm and you wake up and you have like this dead arm?
Yeah.
That's what I got going on here. Do do la la. Anyway, so yeah, Gigawaba Min Minoa. Depending on which res you're from, you'll hear Minoa, Minoa, and Mainoa. But in Leech Lake, on Leech Lake or whatever, we say Minoa again. And I think a lot of people think it's like some kind of, cultural, passed on from the oral tradition.
Yeah.
But I actually think that we got this little bit of Ojibwe, not just Ojibwe, but like Native American teaching from the movie Thunderheart.
Yep.
Thunder. No, 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 no. What was I going to say about Thunderheart? Oh, so in this movie, in the end, old Thunderheart, old Val Kilmer here, he's like going to say goodbye, and Graham Greene is all, oh, we have no word for goodbye in our language. Then next time you want to come someplace and listen to the wind, you know where to find us. But when he gets in the car, somebody had given him a pipe.
Oh yeah, that was cool.
Yeah. So today, in that spirit, is Val Kilmer still alive?
Yeah, I think so. I don't think he's doing well though.
Does he have like throat cancer or something?
Yeah.
That's horrible. Remember he was Goose in Top Gun. You ever see that movie Maverick?
No.
Me neither. I thought it was supposed to be a good movie.
No. I don't like Tom Cruise movies.
You don't like Tom Cruise? What about Mission Impossible?
Well, I've seen them all, but they're all so stupid.
Yeah, they're kind of dumb. Anyway, after. Is this before or after Top Gun?
I think he did Top Gun and then this movie.
Yeah, I think you're right. This is the story of Val Kilmer and Thunderheart. Back in the days of the grandfathers, there was a young FBI, not a full-blooded Indian. A different kind of FBI. And his boss comes in and he's like, hey, Val Kilmer, we got a special assignment. We want you to go out to the res. There's been a murder. Oh, yeah. But you gotta go out there and talk to your people. And Val Kilmer's all like, my people? Oh, come on, man. I'm only part Indian. I don't know nothing about them people. He goes, well, it's a good chance for you to learn about your culture and learn about your traditional ways. So they send him off to Pine Ridge. And he gets off the plane there, and there's a white guy. He goes like, hey, you look just like Michael's dad in the 70s.
Yeah, no kidding.
And how about you help us mop up this crime? And days go by. He meets an elder. He has a vision. Arrest some Indians in a sweat lodge. Learn something about himself. Becomes friends with old Graham Greene. And by this time, he's riding a motorcycle and he's a cop. But in the big ending of the movie, he's all like, hey man, I've learned from my cousins. Yeah, back in Washington, I was the Washington Redskin. I was an FBI, but here I'm an FBI too. I'm a full-blooded Indian. And this land here, this land's not for sale. This land is not for sale. This land is my land, and this land is the Dakota people's land, but it ain't your land. We're a sovereign nation. And the cops are like, oh, really? Well, say hello to my little friend. I got 2 friends saying that this is our land, Smith and Wesson. No. And he goes, why don't you and, Tonto there go right off in the west? But just then all the elders and stuff, they all stood up at the same time. We are one. No one to know us. We're strong. Each of us knowing love is a battlefield. And the FBI guys were like, oh no, all the Indians are here and they got guns. I guess their land isn't for sale, and they went away. And that's when Val Kilmer became a real Anishinaabe. Or Dakota or something. And this is the story of Val Kilmer and Thunderheart. Not to be confused with a thundering fart. No, the big old boogit. All right. My name is Natasha, and you are watching Rockstar Cartoonist by Michael Lyons. Back to you, Michael Lyons.
Thank you, Natasha. Let me see how this works. Thunderheart, everybody, by Natasha.
No.
Gee, I hope my sound was okay during the last part. Let me get rid of this. My dad did look a lot like this when he was young. He's a Leech Lake Ojibwe. That's what I love about that movie, actually. I don't know if it probably wasn't on purpose. As far as I know, I don't think Val Kilmer has any native ancestry. But, Hollywood and people who don't live around Indians think all Indians look like Graham Greene. But a lot of mixed bloods kind of look like this. My dad certainly did. Where you can see, like, there'll be certain native features on otherwise European colored face and culture and stuff. For me, growing up and in college and stuff, I always got asked what my ethnicity was. But people usually thought I was Italian. I'm not Italian. When I was in college, I got to meet a lot of the international students from the Middle East. A lot of those guys thought I was Iranian or Iraqi or Pakistani. I remember this guy came up to me. He was from Afghanistan or Iraq. And he was like, I got to know them all, actually. He was like, Michael, where are you from? I don't know, I'm from LaPorte. He goes, LaPorte, Pakistan? No, LaPorte, Minnesota. People used to call me Filbert. I didn't see no resemblance. Filbert, the cartoonist? Or the cartoon? Run to the stronghold, Thunderheart. Run to the stronghold, Thunderheart. The cavalry are coming. Yeah, to an Indian person, the idea of the cavalry coming, when they say that, and if you're not native, that's like, hey, it's going to be okay, the cavalry is here. To an Indian person, it's like, look out, run to the stronghold, the cavalry is coming. We're in trouble. All right, let me get rid of this picture. Anyway, I thought Thunderheart was a good movie. I forgot to have Paul Stanley or Prince Harry call in. You guys want to hear my Prince Harry impersonation?
Yes, Mum. My name is Prince Harry. Prince Harry is a very posh and English man. And when I do his voice, I have to stick my chin out for some reason. Hello, my name... I don't really think this is what he sounds like, but this is what I think all British aristocracy must sound like.
And also, I started doing Megan before anybody had heard her.
And I always just had her, I'm a princess. Yeah, we just want to have our privacy.
And that is not what she sounded like. But I've always kind of liked this joke that Prince Harry was the ginger G.I. Joe. But I kind of feel like people are sick of Harry and Meghan. I'm not hearing about them like I did for a while there. Oh, Powwow Highway is another great movie. Wally, do you remember Willie St. Cyr? Will St. Cyr? Will St. Cyr looked just like Gary Farmer in Powwow Highway. Michael, did you go to Bina Fest? How did it go? No, I didn't go. I heard Foghat was out there. But again, I don't know. I don't really care about live concerts anymore. Too old for that crap. And I'm too young to care about Foghat. All right. Well, on that note, today's Ojibwe word of the day was OJIBWE. OJIBWE, caterpillar, and Memengwa is a butterfly. I would like to thank... Oh, I didn't get Emily up here. I'll get Emily up here tomorrow. Tune in tomorrow with a special guest, Emily Aubrey. Emily Aubrey is a new cast member. She's from LaPorte, just like everyone else.
But she's got like a southern accent. I'm not sure why she has such a southern accent. I mean, she's from south of Bemidji, but she still speaks some Ojibwe. She'd be like, Bonjour, Emily Aubrey, an indigenous cause. Emily Aubrey is my name. And I'm from the south. I'm kind of a cross between Natasha and Forrest Gump. So
she'll be on the show tomorrow. Check out, after this live stream, the recommended video is probably going to be drawing Paul Stanley. This is me drawing Paul Stanley. I did a video just on that, on this. This is a instructional video, except I give no instruction. Maybe I should. When you're drawing Paul Stanley, I always start with the eyes, and I'm not going to tell you how to do this. But this is basically what I remember from my childhood. Was this scene. I spent many hours doing exactly this while listening to Kiss music. Paul Stanley was an inspiration to me, not just musically as a person, but as a subject to draw. Paul Stanley of Kiss. We'll be calling into the show tomorrow. Make sure you tune in to Rockstar Cartoonist, the podcast about rock stars and cartoonists by Michael Lyons. I will see you again. Giga Wabamin.